So you give up. Oh, we're live. Hi guys, welcome to Grumpy Old Reds, and shut up. Honestly, we're all in good time. We're all in good time, ready to go live. Bang on the button, yeah. And that has to go back in my day. Let me tell you about Joe Baker.
He does it
We should do a poll. Has anybody heard of a baker called
Joe Baker?
As you like him.
Joe Baker.
Joe Baker.
God.
All right, Joe Baker. If you're as old as Ant, let us know how did you cry when Joe Baker left? Ez, you're lagging.
I cried my little baby boy eyes out.
Welcome to Grumpy Old Reds. Yes, nothing's changed. There's still a bunch of pains in the ass. Hope you guys are doing well. We got loads to talk about. It's like, where do we start? Well, I know where we're starting. Hope you guys do well. Make sure you've hit that like button. Quick shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to Mark Parker as well with the membership. Oh, look at Sharpie, 22 months. There's a new badge, by the way, for the 3rd year anniversary, Sharky. So you are pretty much there, matey. And the legend that Sherlock Holmes himself. Chat, how are you doing? It's good to be. It's not been that long, but it feels like ages. And we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about Murillo. We're going to talk about the City Ground. We're going to talk about the transfers. And then I want to go and watch the election and see if Rob is Prime Minister come like 4 a.m. today. Shout out to Will. Will, you're pretty much there, man. 2 more months to go. Thank you so much, Will. And Marky Boy, 22 months. They're the real ones. Susan, you cried. Susan, I thought you were 22. Come on, Susan. You
Cried my little boy eyes out. I did.
Oh my God, Rob for PM. Rob, how's your poll count looking?
Not on the ballot paper, so it's a logical.
I was really disappointed.
Count as normal then.
Don't worry, Rob. I scribbled mine out and just wrote Rob on it.
Could be worse. You couldn't get COVID.
Oh, you got COVID.
Anyway, let's start. Let's just jump straight into this.
About Rob's COVID. We're not talking about it.
Let's jump straight into it.
All right. Yes, I've got the Wuhan flu. Thank you for outing me, and I am COVID.
I thought you had some black eyes. You look like you've been punched in the face by Murillo.
Yeah, I've been punched in the face by the China virus.
By the way, he told me yesterday. He said I didn't want to say anything. Rob, can we just clarify for the record? I didn't say anything.
You did a very good job of not mentioning the fact that I've got COVID.
Thank you.
I'm not mentioning my COVID on air.
All right, Rob, stop going on about your COVID.
I will. Let's not talk about my COVID anymore.
All right. Speaking of viruses, nice little segue in, right? Murillo, boys and girls. How are we all feeling about this Murillo stuff? It's like, I mean, I had my piece on the video. For those who don't know, should I read out the quote just so like, everyone's asking, like, when did he say this? Is this out of context? Is it this? Is it that? Is it the other? Well, basically, he's been on loads of interviews he's doing in Brazil where he's out at the moment. And he said the following, and I got shout out to Ricardo, who did the translation for us. And there's bits from different interviews in this. But the quote here is, Murillo basically wants to move to Man City. I'd choose Manchester City, but it would be more difficult for me to be a regular starter given the players they have in their squad. There's City, Arsenal as well, who are fighting for the Premier League title. He states the allure of playing for a title contending team like Arsenal, coupled with their need for defensive solidity, makes the Gunners an appealing choice. And then he goes on to say, I wouldn't discard Liverpool either. It would be a good opportunity for me to show my football in a big club. We can only start with one person. And over to you. Well, we need a poll, though. I'm putting a poll up.
Go on, I said Real Madrid.
Yeah. Well, I'm just pointing out somebody remembers. Unlike you, Crypto, with your lies about me, I do have receipts. Okay.
Hang on a sec. You said he would say he wants to go to a big club like Real Madrid, and he didn't.
Bollocks.
All right, let's come on to the arguing bit in a bit. I want to get thoughts in first.
No, what I said was, and everybody was saying he'll stay at Forest because of what we've done for him. I said young Brazilian boys are only interested in themselves. They're interested in furthering their career and making lots of money. And as soon as he gets the opportunity, he will go. And so it appears to be. My thoughts on it are, if he wants to go, fuck him off. I don't want him at my club. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit how good he is. I don't give a shit if he's the best defender in the world. If you don't want to play for my club, I don't want him. Simple as. Having said that, we must be determined to get the highest possible money back for him. That's the most important thing now. We ain't keeping him, lads. We are not keeping him.
How do you know? How do you know?
Because he's already said he came to Nottingham Forest. This was what he said. I came to Nottingham Forest for 1 year to give me the chance to impress and move to, and I quote, a big club. Okay?
Are we not a big club? Are you saying we're not a big club?
No, I'm saying he said we are not a big club because he said he wants to stay for 1 year and then move to a big club. Not another big club. A big club, okay? Let's not argue about this. That's fact. It's down there. We've seen it. We've heard it. We've had it translated, right? If that's his feeling, and you know what? You know, when I watched him on the interview, I thought, yeah, he actually looks like a fucking snotty git, thinking about it. He looks like, yeah, well, when I'm, yeah, well,
take that back.
Yeah.
Take that back. Okay. Take that back.
What?
Take it back. He's not snotty. He's not snotty.
He is. He's a snotty kid.
You would have said that if he said, like, oh, I love Forest, I want to stay here forever in that attitude, would you?
No.
So you're being a hypocrite.
No. I'm being consistent. If he wants to play for my club, I would love him to be here for the rest of his career. However, he doesn't. So don't try and twist my words. He wants to go. He wants to go to what he thinks is what he considers to be a big club. He doesn't want to stay at a little provincial club like Nottingham Forest. We're not big enough or good enough for him. This is his thoughts. If that's his thoughts, then go. I'm really chilled out. You should have heard me earlier on.
Yeah, that's your messages.
He wants to go. Goodbye. Give us the money. I don't care who he goes to. As long as it's not Man United, I don't care who he goes to. Go.
Well, they didn't make his list. They didn't make his list.
He didn't make his list. At least he's got a little bit of brain up there. Okay.
All right, but let me pull you up on one thing.
Wolfie, let me put it another way, right? If this was Ryan Yates saying this, you wouldn't be saying, I want to keep him. You want to keep him because he's a brilliant player. But a brilliant player with the wrong attitude is not a brilliant player.
Okay, but Anne, just to pull you up on that then, you said at the start of your monologue speech thing that I don't want players who don't want to play here. So in that sense, would you want Ryan Yates to be here because Ryan Yates wants to be here?
No. I want
where do you stand?
I don't want just anybody who wants to be here. I don't want me, for example, to be in the first team just because I want to be here, because I wouldn't be good enough at my age. I would have been earlier on, but not now. Okay, so I mean, it's dead simple. I think everybody knows what you're doing. And
where did he go?
Where did he go?
Murillo cut him off. I don't know. He's just disappeared. All right. Well, on that note, just before we come to your boys' thoughts, freaking Will, you freaking lovely bastard.
I know, legend, absolute legend.
But let's catch up on the other one. Jordan, with the 10 months. Hey, boys, hope you're all good today. Jordan, we're fantastic until I have to see Ant. But appreciate it, mate. Thank you so much. Chris, with the 17 months, Murillo has to go now. Oof. And Will, my boy Will, with the 5 gifted. If you just received a gifted from Will, if you are Bunny Politics, if you are Michael Maxwell, if you are Jack, if you are Adam, or if you are Brody, make sure you show Will some love. So make sure you're giving Will the love. Thank you so much, Will. You're too generous. Okay, and just for the record, I didn't kick you off, Ant.
No, I know you didn't. I know you didn't.
Just saying.
I won't take up any more time because I think you know where I'm coming from.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. I pretty much think that the rest of the fan base will be behind me on this.
Yeah. I'm more concerned.
Go
on. I'm more concerned, Wolfie, that you can even compare Murillo leaving to the likes of Collymore leaving. Murillo's done Murillo's nowhere near Collymore. Nowhere near. He's had a good season. He did some great things last season, but I agree with Anne. I think what he said is actually refreshingly honest.
As you're lagging.
He's telling us what he's feeling. I knew I would be. Right, let me leave and come back. Let me leave and come back. You guys carry on.
Right. So does everyone speak and then go off? Is that the new thing here? Ant spoke, goes off. No, go off. All right. Crypto, you just seem to rip something off your wall there, mate. So
yeah,
like,
I actually,
where do you stand on this?
I actually really regret that because the hanger basically smashed my Mac Mini. And then in a secondary pit of anger, I threw it on the floor and nearly killed the dog. But she's all right. She's all right.
It's all Murillo's fault, though.
It's all Murillo's exactly. Fault. Yeah. Well, look, today is a general election, so there's still time. It stops at 10. There's still time to vote for Murillo to be barred from the city of Nottingham. I know Rob has put that in his Lib Dem manifesto. I think. Look, I was thinking about it. If you think about it from a different perspective in terms of another work situation, and I've put this little example together. Let's say you're a Ryanair air hostess.
Right.
You don't walk around saying, "I'm only here because I want to make it onto Virgin Atlantic," because you'd get the chop. You'd be gone. Now I don't blame him for having ambition, and I think if he did stay, I think he would still play well, and I think he would still try. But now it's for a different reason, because he's walking around saying, "I want to use Nottingham Forest as a stepping stone." So it's not that he's not going to give up. He's not going to become crap overnight. He's a very good player, but he didn't need to say what he said. It doesn't respect the Forest fan base. And I know he's young. Is he what, 21, 22, same age as you?
22. By the way, happy birthday, Murillo. I think it's his birthday.
It's his birthday today, yeah. So if you're watching this stream, screw you and happy birthday. But it's the way he's come about it is disrespectful to the fans. But I don't want to talk down on his ambition, because I think secretly there will be a lot of players out there who want to play for the so-called top six. And don't forget, how many players can you name in the Premier League who are fans of the club they play for? We have Ryan Yates. Maybe we had Brennan Johnson, but he wanted to go. We had Joe Worrell, but he's completely shit. So there's only one or two players per club who are actually fans of the team they're playing for.
No, that's not the point, is it? So
no, the point for me is that I don't
people that are paying your wages.
Exactly. I don't mind your ambition. If you think you're good enough to go and play for Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, then fair enough. I probably agree with you. But going back to my, out of football job example, you wouldn't start a job and then start walking around saying, "I'm just doing this for the experience so I can move on to a better company at the end of it," because nobody does that. And I think it's very strange that he's come out and said that. So for me, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to the club. And I think someone like Nuno needs to collar him and say, this is not right. We don't go around talking about using this club as a stepping stone. They come out, and I know they're made to do it. It's quite simple to tell, but they come out when they sign up to Forest, like the guy did the other day, and they talk about the history of the club and blah blah blah. They don't really care about that. If 9 months later they're saying, "I'm just using this club as a stepping stone." So for me, if you don't want to be here, I'd get rid. I don't care how good you are. To be honest, reverse the Niakhate transfer and sell Murillo instead. That's what I do.
All right, Rob, go on, Rob. Where are you on this?
Well, I disagree with everybody. Are we going to get some sanity now, or am I going to get interrupted straight away? I can sense.
I mean, if you're going to be asked to be interrupted, they'll interrupt you. If you just shut up and talk, then
firstly, can we stop talking down his value? Right. So all these things that we're saying, like, "Oh, he's not that good, and he should just fuck off." Right. You're just literally knocking 10 million off his value. Right. Secondly,
70 million minimum.
Secondly, he has shown some naivety, but we should remember that everything he is reported as saying, he has said in Portuguese to a Brazilian news outlet, and it's been translated, right? So it's not verbatim. He has not said those words in English, and he's not said them with a view to us reading them, right? So he's basically said something which he probably hasn't realized that it's going to get back to us. And he's probably thinking, "Oh, shit. I've really upset them now. I didn't, you know,
Fucking stupid, then, isn't he?
I'm sure that
That's naive. That's naive.
That's stupidity.
I'm sure that the interview covered a wide-ranging set of topics and lasted for half an hour, and then basically one little sentence has been cut out like, I want to play for a big club, and that's a headline, right? So if anything, he's shown some poor discipline and some poor media training, right? Now, he hasn't gone yet. If he's going to stay for a year, I would think that he should be on whatever he was on last year, doubled, right? If he's going to basically stay at the City Ground for another year, we're going to have to accept that whatever he signed from Brazil on, we're going to have to double or triple that to keep him, because he's able to earn that elsewhere.
He's on a fucking contract, mate.
All right. Well, I was about to say that, but then I thought you'd poo-poo that. He is under contract, but I don't see why he shouldn't make a play for more money, right? So I think they need to offer him something that will keep him for another year. I never said he was going to stay forever, but what I said when Ant said, oh, he's definitely going, was I think it could be in his interest and our interest for him to stay for another year and then leave on much bigger money and have his pick of the top clubs, right? So he hasn't gone yet. I think he's shown some naivety, some immaturity, but we shouldn't pretend that we hate him all of a sudden. We don't really. We want him to stay. And also, we've sold Niakhate now, so we need him to stay, right? I mean, the sale of Niakhate makes it look like we're committed to basically Murillo and Omabamidele as the central partnership, with Bolly filling in here and there. We can't afford to now sell him because we won't have a defence. We'll have Joe Worrell back.
Right.
Yeah, but
Let
Rob,
me just
Rob, two quick things just to respond. Two quick things. First of all, you're saying he was naive and he said these things he shouldn't have said. Maybe his agent said, get it out there so other clubs could know that you want to come in for it, right?
100%.
Or get more money.
Right? Forget the more money bit. Forget that. That's immaterial. We can get. It doesn't matter whether you give him more money or not. He's going at least the end of next season. Surely you agree to that. He ain't going to stay longer than that. If he stays this season, it's because he's under contract. Okay?
Yeah.
That's up to Forest to decide that. We may decide, no, we're better off getting rid of this bad apple, using the 70 million that I hope that we get, using the 70 million, and we can then buy an adequate replacement, plus we'll have plenty of cash over. Okay, so the ball, trust me, on the length of his contract, which I believe is 6 years, the ball is in our court. We control this. Yeah. If Murillo does stay, like you, I do believe he will still keep up his performances because he wants to go to a bigger club, and he won't go to a bigger club if he plays crap. So it's in his interest. I have no worries on that score. So he said himself, if he comes back, he'll try his best. If he goes, whoopee. So, there's no worries on that point. So as far as I'm concerned, yes, we either keep him, in which case, no problem. He'll be fine. Or we sell him and get our money. We're in a great position.
I want to bring Ez in because he looks stable now. But just prior to, we got some super chats and some memberships to catch up on. Jordan with the 199. Our bro Jordan, thank you so much. I'm glad to see you live again, boys. I'm glad you said live and not alive. So, thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Sharky putting his freaking stance on it with the £2. Bye Murillo, he's saying. Sharky's not happy. I can tell you that from WhatsApp as well. Greg with the 10 months. Evening, boys. Probably his agent in his ear. That's what Ant's been saying. So you're aligned with Ant there, Greg. I don't know if that makes you feel worse. And then William, stop it with the 20 quid. Love you, bro, so much, man. Gotta be honest, I'm only here until a better Forest fan channel comes along, then I'm off.
You might be waiting a while.
Well, you should have spent that. You should have spent that 20 quid on a recipe book, mate.
Hey, don't you not Will's cakes? They are fantastic.
They look amazing. Yes, it's back.
It's back. Impossible for that to happen as I already follow the OG and the best. You're an absolute legend, Will. Thank you so much, buddy. We love you. Maddock with the 19 months. You're coming up to the new badge soon as well, buddy. Thank you so much. And Sharky with the £2 saying, my butler gone to a bigger house. Appreciate it all. Guys, there's over 665 of you across the platforms, but we're sitting on, I think, 83 likes. We should be well over 100 now. make sure you've hit that like button. Couple more. Let's get the super chats in as they flood through. David with the £2, looking good and chilled there, David. Thank you so much, buddy, for the £2. And Matty boy, that's too much with the £9.99. Rob, what the fuck? Double his money. He needs to be told. He needs to be told play every game at Forest or sit on the bench somewhere else. He's got no advice. He's getting no advice. Not realizing we are reading it. Cash in big. Let him go, says Matt. Thank you so much, Maddie, for that. Right, Ez, while you're stable, chip in on your Murillo bit, and then we'll move on to the City Ground talk. But the poll right now is very split. 50% want him to stay, 39% want him to go, and 10% are Ant style on the fence. Well, Ant's not really on the fence on this one, is he? All right, just for you do, let me squeeze these in because they've just come through. As Wazza with the £2, Wazza, good to see you in the chat again. So pleased we signed our new giant of a goalie. We're coming on to that one. That's a fun story there if you haven't seen the video today. And the beautiful Carol with the 14 months. Thank you so much, the lovely Carol. All right, Ez, where are you on this, man? Because just before you go all fuzzy, you were talking about Collymore and stuff.
Yeah, Collymore. I don't know how you can compare him to Collymore in terms of breaking our hearts when he leaves. I'm not going to be heartbroken if he leaves. I'll tell you that much. Why? He was a good player. He's a good player. He had a good season. He had a great debut season, as you've mentioned in your video earlier. But to tie those affections in with Collymore leaving, I just can't put it on the same level.
Or Joe Baker.
Or even Joe Baker. I haven't even heard of him.
Those in the chat loving Joe Baker, man. Don't hate on Joe Baker.
But before I do cut out again,
which you just did,
which I just
you're
did.
good. Go
I'm agreeing with a lot of what Ant has said so far in terms of if he wants to go, he should go. And I do think his agent's been in his ear because that's the kind of thing that happens around these big money moves. And he will be a big money move. Don't get me wrong. But we've only seen a portion of what the player I think he's going to be. And my shame is that I would love to see at least another season out of him because I think he will get better. He's one of those players that you'll see progression season on season if he keeps going on like that. But at the same time, we've got to strike while the iron's hot. He might not. You don't know what's going to happen in the season's time. No idea what's going to happen. He could get an injury halfway through this season that rules him out. And then the clamour for him dies off. The agent's done what he needed to do, and he's got his name out of it now, and he's got him linked with these other Premier League clubs. Now, my big downer on it is if he does leave, didn't want him going to another Premier League club, especially not like a Liverpool or a Man City. But he is good enough. He certainly is good enough to join one of those clubs. But right now, get the money. But not only get the money, make sure there's enough of a add-on clause that we get money, we get decent amount when he leaves. Because he's going to go, if we're a stepping stone, the next club in the Premier League is going to be a stepping stone as well. I agree with Ant when he said his ultimate aim is Real Madrid. It's a top club in the world. That is where everybody aims towards. So maybe whichever club he goes to, and if he stays in the Premier League, that's another stepping stone. So we got to make sure that there's a clause in there or a sell-on fee for us because he's going to make some money. But if we offer 70 million for him tomorrow, be a Premier League club, I've got to say I'd take it.
Yeah, but can I just take issue with what you're saying?
Playing defense.
We've got a war chest. We've got to be players lined up. They've got to know for a fact that what Murillo's been thinking for a while. There's no doubt that whatever Murillo said in that interview, he's probably said similar behind the scenes already.
But if we sell him for 70 million, we're going to end up overpaying for a replacement because people will know that we've got that 70 million.
Not necessarily.
We'll be into panic buys.
Not necessarily. I think the scouting network we've got now is better than we've had in a long time. And I've got no doubt that the next Murillo is just waiting to be signed up. And they've already lined up players. I'm sure they have. So I'm not too concerned that we wouldn't replace him. No, that's not my concern. Go on.
You know that, Rob, that attitude, that's like saying, I'm not going to sell my house for 300,000. I'm going to sell it for 200,000. So my next house is cheaper. No, it doesn't work like that, mate.
Well, yeah, all right. What we're saying is it's like let's dump our wife before she leaves us. That's the attitude. Let's not do that. Let's
basically.
fire a bunch of flowers.
Have you never done
fire
that?
a bunch of flowers.
That's a good idea, Rob.
Take her out.
Hey, my missus in the other room. I can't be part of this debate.
Friend, before she dumps you. Come on.
Why is Murillo trying to act like Ivan Toney, saying that he wants to leave while he's still part of the club?
Yeah, but Ivan Toney called Brentford shit, and you can't really argue with that.
Yeah.
You can't argue.
He effectively called us a little small time club. That's
He
not really
didn't,
doing
and you're just so sensitive, man. Look, my stance is this, right?
Because he wants to leave us for a big club.
Wait, no. You just misinterpreted the translation on that, right? That's all I'm saying, right?
You translated it.
I didn't translate it. Ricardo translated it. Shout out to Ricardo. Look, just to clarify, because something Rob said is like, oh, was this translated correctly? Okay. On the interview he did yesterday on the Brazilian channel, basically most of that was in it. And as Ant was saying, he's done other interviews as well in the last week. He needs to get off the damn mic. I sent the club a message saying, muzzle him, man. What are you doing unleashing him?
I can't wait to see what his main thing when he gets back.
Mate, but the main thing Ricardo's saying to me is Man City is his goal, and he wanted to be at Forest for 1 year. That was from directly from that Brazilian interview as well. The only thing I'm saying back to you guys is on the Collymore Van Hooijdonk thing. I'm not saying he's as good as them, man. I'm saying it gives me flashbacks to those scenarios where you're talking about our best player in that current team, and you're at the stage of, why do you want to leave me, man? Why do you want to leave me? You know,
I understand what you're saying.
I'm not saying he's on their level.
No, okay, fair enough. I understand what you're saying from that point of view. And I think one of the problems is that we've been so starved of real quality players.
Yes.
And he's a quality player. There's no doubt about it. And as was Van Hooijdonk and as was Collymore, you know, they were quality players who were probably that next level above. And yes, we're Forest fans and we love our club and we'll say our club is the best in the world, but in reality, it's not. In reality, it's not.
Shut up, man.
My next point. Shut up.
What kind of fucking world do you live in?
Shut up. I waver red.
Yes or no? Do we kick him off? Yes or no? Comment. You can go with Murillo, mate. You can go with Murillo. Yeah, go to freaking Man City then.
Yeah, you and Murillo.
Pay you up, and you go to Man City, would you? Go on, go with Murillo, mate. Go, you're done. You're done.
Right, okay, but my next point now.
End of. Best club in the world.
We've seen in the past, but listen, we've seen in the past when players have come out and said that it's never really turned out very well. But do you genuinely think that Murillo's the type of player that, one, would down tools if he doesn't get his way, and two, I think you've answered what I believe as well.
Yeah, but that's for the wrong reasons. He's not down in tools because he wants to go to Man City. He wants to be picked for Man City.
But number two, would you, if he stays after he said all this, would you treat him any differently as a fan?
Yeah, I wouldn't buy a shirt next season.
On the ground, I wouldn't.
Well,
I wouldn't buy a shirt next season.
Of course I would.
I mean,
let me clear something up, right? People keep coming up saying, I want him to stay. I want him to stay.
Yeah,
but I know he ain't staying.
If he wants to stay.
Like Rob says, dump him before he dumps us. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just looking at Crypto's wall of shame behind him. Are any of those players staying?
It's Crypto. You're right.
It is Crypto. Are any of those players staying that you've got shirts for? I think you
where's Gio gone?
It's Ilanga's gone through. Look, Ilanga's up for going. Look,
Newcastle, yeah.
You lot just haven't been pre-planning for Guy Fawkes night. I'm planning a few months ahead. You got to get your bonfire stash ready.
I've got a question. First of all, of course, a lot of players go to a club with an eye on improving themselves.
They don't
and going
say
on to another club, right? Of course, but you don't say it. You don't come out and say it. That's number one. Number two, if he only wanted to stay for Forest for 1 year, why the fuck did he sign a 6-year contract?
Exactly.
Because we made him do that. This is where look. Some of the dealings have been fantastic. We talked about this Moneyball when Forest first got promoted. I think we're seeing some of the fruition of this now. Look at the Niakhate deal in his last year of his contract.
Yeah, but Ez, look at the difference between the statement Niakhate released who is no longer even a player. Look at the respect he has for Forest.
Yeah.
And then look at what Murillo says when
he was treated like shit. He was treated like shit, Ben.
Yeah,
so many people calling him out, and now suddenly he puts a statement out, and all those two-faced fans are like,
and
we love him all the time.
He wasn't angling for a move. It was better.
Exactly.
Forest. No, I mean, not going to be playing. Off you go.
Yeah.
Musa was classy anyway from day one to the day he left. You know, it's clearly. But he is a young lad. He's made mistakes already, which we called him out for. Don't forget, we called him out for a major mistake about.
He's never made a mistake.
You know, so he's the stuff that he's done off the field. He's a young lad. He's obviously got influences around him. He's got a new agent now.
You mean FFTV?
This was all in the planning. This is all part of a plan. And like I said, if he clearly has said that his plan was only to be at Forest for a year, then he achieved what he did, because in that year he's made himself wanted. He's made himself a player that is on people's radars, and now we could get decent money.
Yeah, but that's so
he's
selfish.
What he needed to do. Listen, he's a young player, and he's going to do what he. Don't get attached.
Okay, boys.
I just want to say one thing. Football does not exist without the fans. Professional football does not exist without the fans. His career does not exist without the fans. If he's come to Forest just so he can get a year's experience on his contract, and that's pure selfishness. Without the Forest fans there, his career doesn't exist. So I think he should do one.
That's a bit naive. That's a bit naive.
Time out.
Yeah.
I'm keeping an eye on the clock for once, right? I want us to run to track here. So I want to move on and talk about the city ground. We can, of course, come and revisit this Murillo stuff whenever
Can
it
I just
comes.
say one thing though? We all know he's brilliant. We counted on him being 70 million. I've yet to see a big bid come in for him. I'm just saying.
Yeah, my worry is Forest will sell him for like 50. And
I mean, didn't Chelsea offer 25 million plus a player?
Yeah, plus two players.
Maybe we're getting a bit above.
Yeah, but their players are worth like £1 billion each.
I never hear Murillo mentioned.
Marinakis will not be. Listen,
mate, if you watch our channel, he's mentioned a lot, mate. So start watching our channel, right? Okay, time out. Catch up on the super chats, and we're moving on to the city ground. I'm going to kick it off with Rob. But Nicky, Mr. Barbecue himself with the 11 months. Thank you so much, Nicky. Hope you're well, bud. David, not only donating, but also becoming a member. David, you are too generous, mate. Thank you so much, buddy. And this right now is the best super chat of the night, because this is the best thing I've ever heard. Ez only using Forest as a stepping stone. Can anyone beat that super chat? Thank you so much for the 5 Swiss francs.
And it's in Swiss francs before you ask him. It's in Swiss francs.
And his name is strangely close to Murillo's name.
That super chat needs a round of applause. Styro, piss off. You can't afford him. Right? So just do one. Okay, let's move on to the city ground talk. Rob, I'll start with you because this is kind of your ting, mate. Your ting with the city ground. So the Athletic have released. To be honest, I thought it was a bit of fluff what they're saying. Basically, the clubs are talking, and guess what? They're probably going to agree on the freehold. Shock horror. And there's going to be a further update on Monday. For those of you who haven't seen it, we've got it on our social media, so check it out on Twitter and on Instagram. We printed it out for you because screw these stupid You know what? It really winds me up that newspapers have the audacity to put paywalls on things. Anyway, but yeah, Rob, thoughts on this stuff then, the latest developments on the city ground. And chat, start moving the conversation in the chat across to the city ground. Over to you, Roberto.
Well, I only read half the Athletic article because I didn't realize.
All right, Crypto, what are your thoughts?
No, I mean it was just like a holding statement, wasn't it? It was saying, there's going to be an announcement, because one of the things that the club and the council agreed was not to talk to the media until the end of the process, because they were both using back channels. So I think that the Athletics just fill in pages, but I think it's a sensible decision for the club because they know they've had a nasty reaction to Toten and various chants. And so hopefully it should all be sorted out in the next few weeks. I mean, I'm optimistic about it. Not much more to say, only to say that we will probably never get the credit, but I feel like we helped to shake things up a little bit by getting.
We were the ones who broke the freehold, Rob. The 10 million freehold. We were the ones who broke it. Everyone ignores that though, but we broke it first. So, yeah, sorry, carry on.
I'm not going to hold a grudge against them for considering Toten, but what I didn't like was that article, the interview with Marinakis, where he said, "Oh, we need to go, and it'll be tough to leave." And it seemed like he was really rather committed himself to it a bit early. And but hopefully we'll see a 40,000 capacity City ground in the foreseeable future. It seems to have been forever to get started on it. Hopefully Tom Cartledge can deliver on his master plan, and I might improve my opinion of him.
So where's your thoughts on him now? Because I'm seeing it in the chat already. People are like, councillor lining their pockets. We know that Cartledge has got his own agenda.
I've been fairly negative in my assessment of Tom Cartledge so far, because I think there were 3 black marks against him. Firstly, the first PSR thing, which isn't really his fault because that happened under Nicholas, what's his name, the previous chairman. But secondly, the season ticket price rise, which was very badly handled and very badly timed and very badly communicated. And then the flirting with the whole idea of Toten. But I have to say, if we've managed to avoid PSR charge for this season just gone, if we've managed to avoid that, and we've hung on to the holy trinity of Gibbs White, Hudson-Odoi, and Murillo, then I think that's a 10 out of 10 for the summer. And if that is also to top that, we sign a long-term lease on the City ground that benefits both parties, then he's gone up in my estimation somewhat, because that's where the focus needed to be. And I think we've done some smart deals around PSR. And people might say, well, that's not the chairman, that's the recruitment team. But, he gets the final sign-off. So I would have been first to criticise him if we'd breached PSR. So I think he's done a good job if we're well within it. We were probably a bit kind to Newcastle, but I've got my own theory as to why that is. But we'll come on to that when we discuss PSR.
Okay.
But yeah, positive towards Cartledge at the moment. Positive.
I don't trust him. I just don't trust him. That's my say on it. I'm going to throw this open to anyone who wants to have a say on the City ground at EU3, because we got a lot more still to talk about. So has anyone got burning shit they want to say?
Yeah, I just can't believe that somebody actually read The Athletic.
Half
tumbleweed.
Hold on. I do actually agree with him, though. I do agree with him. I'm not.
Call themselves Forest fans, and they're always slating Forest.
Yeah, I'm not his biggest fan.
All I would say is, let's just wait and see, because at the moment it's just up in the air. I think we'll stay at City ground, but who knows? We'll see.
But you know what? I agree, and I think we should. And I think what Rob said is right. FFTV did play an influence on it. There's no doubt about it. They can admit it or they can deny it, whatever. But they did release the news about the 10 mil clause. That is going to make a difference in what happens going forward. But does it really solve the issue long term with expansion of the City ground and giving us more fans in there? It doesn't. So it is a win. Eh?
Long term, how long are you talking?
Long
10 years, 100 years.
More to get us up to a 45,000 seater stadium, something like
60,
that.
Screw it.
How long's that going to take? And does the City ground fall in that plan? And I don't believe it does, but I think it is a win, and I think it's a win for the fans, because I said all along that we've got to make these decisions knowing what the fan on the street wants. And the fan on the street clearly said throughout all the polls that we did throughout this period that do not leave the City ground. We want to stay there. So let's take it as a win and let's move on from it. But I don't think it solves the long-term solution.
I'm a great believer. I'm a great believer in modern engineering. I think it's incredible what they can do these days. I mean, like Real Madrid, I believe they actually, because they couldn't go up anymore. I don't know what the new one's like, but previously, because they couldn't go up anymore, they went down. I know we can't because of the river and everything, but you know what I mean? They can find ways of doing things, maybe cantilevering and stuff like that. They can find ways of doing things if you're determined enough. Huh?
Big word there. Cantilever. I like it.
There are ways of doing things if you're determined enough. So we'll see.
Okay. let's catch up on the super chats, and then we're going to talk about these transfers because there's a lot to talk about. DJ's back. DJ with the 22 months. How are you, buddy?
No.
Thank you for the 22 months. Dylan with the 18 months. Dylan, boy, hope you're well, bud. And Sharky with another £6. Great to see Crypto, Wolfie, Rob, Ez, and Ant live again. Great job, boys, and great you can all have an opinion. Fun 24, 25 coming up. Oh man, I'm ready to start the season, but I don't really want to watch Forest. Fraser with the 6 months. Do you know what I mean? It's like I want to watch them as soon as we kick off. All the pain comes back.
Related to that, I watched something earlier on, and it was, sorry, excuse me for the word, but it was an Arsenal YouTube thing. And the guy said on it, I switched it. No, I switched it off. I switched it off after he said this. So I can't wait for the new season. I thought, I bet you fucking can't. What about the rest of us?
Other football clubs are available.
Exactly. Nick with the 14 months. Hi, mate. It's Logan. Hi, guys. My dad said I'm allowed to watch. Logan, I hope you're feeling better, bud.
Logan. No swearing, guys. Logan's watching.
No swearing. Get that. I mean, he's got a potty mouth himself. Nick, you need to discipline the boy, mate. Seriously. And Craig with the 14 months as well. And guys, don't forget, get those likes up. We've got nearly 800 of you in here across the FFTV network. We're only 20 followers away on Instagram from hitting 1,000, which we should be like on 100,000 by now. But if you're on Instagram and you haven't followed us, please take a quick second. I'll put the link in the chat for you guys now. Give us a quick follow there. We need 20 more of you there. And make sure you're following on all the socials as well. Okay.
We need about 200 more likes as well, guys.
Easily.
140 likes.
Easily.
140 likes, 800 of you in, guys. Come on, man.
Easily. And Jam with the £2. Thank you so much, Jammy boy. I hope you're well. Okay, let's get on to the meat of tonight's episode. And that is, of course, about the transfers. Crypto. What are your thoughts? I haven't caught up for you boys on this whole Mr. Anderson deal, the one Neo coming across 35 million with Vlach going the other way. There's rumors about the fee. We believe it's probably around 10 million pounds. What are you saying to this deal, man? How are you feeling about Anderson coming? And chat, what do you think about Anderson?
I mean, initially I was shocked because 35 million pound would make him our highest purchase player ever, I believe. So I'm not sure 100% if that fee is correct. But regardless, I didn't know much about him. But the talk from the Geordie fans is it's just pure positivity. Everybody's saying they didn't want to see him go. Eddie Howe didn't want to see him go. He's a brilliant asset. Somebody said he could potentially be a top 10 England player one day. So all I've heard is positivity. I meant like in the Premier League. But what was I going to say? I liked his kind of description as well, so that he's quite an attacking player. He likes to run at players. He likes to play down the left, which is potentially some backup. You know, if we're playing Callum Hudson-Odoi on the right or Elanga, you've got a good backup there who can potentially play in midfield and down one of the wings. There was loads of positive things said about him, the way he progresses, the way he tries to push the team forward, runs at players, likes to get in behind the defence. An exciting player. I know your guy who was on the other day.
He's right, by the way. He's Scottish.
Yeah, I know. I meant he's a top 10 English Premier League player. Yeah, he's Scottish, but I would have rather had Che Adams. But no, I think that there's so much positivity from if a fan base, and it's the same with the big keeper who's coming in. If a fan base is sad that they're losing them, they must be a good player. Because
but on that, they were sad about losing John Joe. Do you trust the Jordan?
Yeah, but John Joe was like a cult hero, wasn't he? But you know. This guy is different. He's young and upcoming. And this is what I wanted the transfer window to be. Young and upcoming players. I don't want to go out there and buy 34, 35-year-old has-beens. I want to buy people who we can develop. And hopefully after 1 year, they don't try and cantilever across to Man City like Murillo's trying to do. But if we can get these young players in and grow them with the team, we can start to build a proper squad. And that's what we need going forward. If we want to be a top 10 Premier League team, we've got to start with young players and grow them, not start with players who in 2 years' time are going to retire. I know there's players like Chris Wood, who have had good seasons, but he's only going to be around for another season. Look at Bolly. Bolly's been fantastic. He'll be gone after this season. And it's like he's starting again. So bringing in these good up-and-coming players who everybody rates is I think really good business. I'm very surprised at the £35 million price tag, but you know, if he's that good, then he'll prove it on the pitch.
Does anyone go on?
I just want to say on this, I've asked the club. I'm waiting for an answer back. Okay, so I will keep you guys posted on the kit stuff. As soon as I know, you guys will know. Sorry, as you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just anyone. Obviously, with the deals that we'd made for Niakhate and Mangala, we were probably safe from the PSR anyway.
Yeah.
So these deals that these clubs are doing to literally stick a finger up at the Premier League, which I'm glad, because it's what I said before when the season ended. I said, look, I don't care. I think fuck them, go for it. But this is one way we've done it, and we could probably get through it. But I'm looking more not at the player, but at the deal that we've done. And who have we done a deal with? The most cash-rich club in the world. Mr. Marinakis isn't a fool. If he's going to make alliances, he's going to make alliances with people that are going to make a difference. And I think that's part of this deal. But something's going to... Forest and Newcastle have already made deals over the last couple of seasons. Obviously, we know with the players that we've didn't like at the beginning, didn't like the deals, but some of these players have proved to be priceless last season. But the point I'm going to make is I think this is more to build that alliance with Newcastle and their owners, and I think that's why Mr. Marinakis has done this. I don't think it's so much about the actual value of the player. This is going to be another PSR type deal, but like I said, I like it. I like the player. I agree with what Crypto says. Most of them, almost all the Newcastle fans have said it's a shame to see him go, but all of them also said they were surprised at the price tag, and they were for that price tag they were quite happy for him to go.
It was 10 million to start with. The initial rumors were saying 10 million, and then boom,
absolutely.
3.5 times.
And then it goes up to 35. So I think there's more to it than just this deal that we're seeing.
Surely that's with add-ons and bonuses and stuff like that.
That's not. I don't think it is.
No.
I think.
Remember the Morgan Gibbs White rumor for the first few months was always 45 million, and then it turned out he was about half that plus add-ons.
Yeah, we always knew what the real price was, and the rest was going to be add-ons. We did actually know that from the start with MG Dub. I think this one is an outright fee of that, and if there is any add-ons after that, then that will probably take it up another 5 million or so. But yeah, I think it's more than just a deal for a player. I think it's more about striking alliances.
Yeah, I know. I won't talk about that now because it's a different point. But I do think it's sickening that we're looking to let Dominguez leave.
We're coming on to that. I want Ant to open that one up. Go on, Ant. You say the thing, and then I want to hear about Rob's conspiracy with Newcastle.
Anderson, I think he's an excellent player. I was talking to my brother earlier on today, and I was saying to him that
shout out Nathan.
The thing about Anderson is, I remember when he was at Newcastle, I can't remember a particular game. I can't say, I saw him in that game. He was brilliant. But I remember thinking every time he came on, I remember thinking, he's good. He's good. I've seen him before. He's good. You know what I mean? So I had this idea in my head that he was a good player anyway. Now, I've seen YouTube clips of him at his time at Rovers. Now, obviously, you're talking League Two there, but my word. I mean, okay, it's League Two. I fully accept that.
Ben could play for Bristol
Farmers League, mate.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm just telling you what I can only go on what I can tell you I've seen. Okay. He was a colossus in that team. I mean, he got them promoted on his own. You know what I mean? He was incredible. Going past 4, 5, 6 players, blasting the ball. Okay.
The Geordie Maradona, mate. The Geordie
Maradona. So, on that basis, I am excited about. I think he could be a really good acquisition.
I always thought he was a winger. Is he not? He's more of a central player.
He is a winger, but he can also play inside as well.
Okay.
So
he's been moved into a central position.
6, 8, 10. He could play on the wing. It's very versatile, which is good. A good thing, yeah.
Yeah, and as Vinny says, he wants to be a 10, which is why the Morgan Gibbs White whole room is.
Yeah, Morgan Gibbs White could well be going to Newcastle as part of the deal that we don't know about. Yeah,
no way.
Could happen. 70 million.
Okay,
off you go.
Right,
let me just address the cost. When I saw 35 million, I nearly fell off my chair, right? And then I thought, oh, it's a PSR thing, which, you know, with Vlachodimos going for an alleged 10, that's definitely a PSR thing, yeah? So we would have quite happily seen Vlachodimos go for nothing. I think we all would if he said, we've got rid of his wages off the bill, he's gone for nothing. So it's like 10 million. So that does bring his price down in effect to 25 million, which is still a lot of money. But then you look at some of the other PSR deals that have gone around. What is it? Archie Gray, 40 million. The Chelsea kid. Anyway, there's been a few, the Villa one. There's been a few crazy deals out there. So we're just playing a game, which I'm so glad to see. I put a tweet out a while ago saying, when are we going to get involved in these dodgy deals? And hopefully we have, because you have to play the game. So I think it's probably a good deal all around. Also, people mustn't forget amortization. 35 quid at 35 million quid. Over I think, 5 years. 5 years. You're talking 7 or 8 million a year. If we sell him after 2 years for a profit, it's not cost us 35 million. It's cost us 14 million. This is what people need to understand. Right?
Yeah, the gone are the days of you bought for 20, you sell for 40, and you double your money. Long gone are those days.
It doesn't work out anymore. It's really difficult for people to grasp the concept of amortization.
Watch our videos. We've got it all explained, and our interviews with Kieran Maguire.
We have.
Yeah. Okay, just before I come on to Rob's conspiracy theory, apparently Eiffel's seen the new Forest kit and it's lovely. Mate, love you, but you are chatting absolute shite. I know who's seen the kit, and that person, Anderson. And I know you'll be watching, Anderson. I still can't get it out of them, right? So if I can't get it out of them, you definitely ain't seen it. Huh?
Anderson seen the kit, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, Anderson seen the kit as well. Yeah.
It's a lush kit, he said. I'll be wearing the lush kit. You forget these are only kids, don't you?
I'm telling you now, the kit is under lock and key. Believe you me, I still can't get the combo to. As soon as I do, I will let you know. Shout out to Lefty.
Breaking news, it will be red. Okay.
What, the away kit? The away kit.
Home kit. Will be red.
I need a beer when talking about Forest. Yeah, it's getting that way. Okay, conspiracy time. What you got?
Well, I think it's good that we're part of the anti-Big Six cabal, because I can see there's a few sort of fringe.
Nice word.
There's a few sort of fringe teams like Newcastle, Villa, us, Everton, saying, right, okay, screw these guys and their rules, which are designed to have their pick of our best players on an annual basis. Let's operate within the letter of the law, and let's only deal with each other. Let's only deal with each other. And I think that's brilliant, because what we're doing is, because of the whole amortization thing, we're using a thing called accruals accounting rather than cash accounting, right? So basically, we get 12 million for Vlachodimos, who was worth nothing. He was worth nothing. He was worth nothing at all.
Lies. Right? He was worth 4.
Nothing, right? So
this is a lot of financial talk for someone who's bankrupt at the council.
The actual value of the transfer, in my book, is 23 million. And we've got Vlachodimos' wages off the books, our 4th choice keeper. So from that point of view, I think it's a good piece of business. I think I also love the idea of the likes of Newcastle, Villa, Everton, Forest saying let's have an embargo on the Big Six, and let's only deal with each other, and let's find a way to make it add up. You need to look at some of the ridiculous deals that have gone between, I think, is it Everton and Villa, where they've been buying each other's youth players for 25 million. It's bonkers, right? At least we've actually bought someone with a proven track record here. Now, in terms of the player himself, he wasn't in either of the games against us. So I've no great memory of him. We knew we needed to strengthen the midfield.
Didn't he score a disallowed goal at the City ground?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Rob? Didn't he score a disallowed goal at the City ground?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I've just checked that he was not in the team on either game, but I may be wrong.
No, he scored a disallowed goal. He did.
Scored a disallowed goal,
Yeah.
So
I remember when he came on, because Anne was saying, "Who's that fucker?" He was huge. He looked massive.
It's him. He's crappy. He is.
It also helps the homegrown contingent as well. So actually, to be fair to Crypto, he's only played for Scotland under 21, so he could still potentially play for England.
Yeah, someone in the chat was saying.
I'm not sure how he fits in, but I don't mind assigning midfielders, and so I'm pretty pretty happy about it. The main thing is that Vlach has gone and we got money for him. Because I mean, come on, he's not going to play for Newcastle. Can you honestly imagine them? And you know, in terms of PSR value, we've got 12 million in, and then what is it? 1/5 of 35 going out, so 7 going out. So we've actually got a net 5 on the PSR, and I think that that's made it comfortable.
No.
Why not?
We got net just under 10 mil.
Fair enough. Okay.
So the deal is 7 mil, but that goes on from next year because the deal got done for the 30th of June. It cost us about 5k on the 23-24 accounts. Yeah. With Vlach going out for 10, when you take off his amortization, we end up, I think we owed 2 mil. So I can't remember what it was. It's on the video, but the net was 9.4 on that deal to Forest.
Also, I think your video with the guy from Newcastle hit that nail on the head. He said, they were wondering why did they pay 45 million for Anthony Gordon? They were considered to have paid too much at that point, where he hadn't really shown he was worth that, and he's worth a lot more than that now. So if you've got confidence in the real value of the player, fine. Spend it, and if you can spend it in a way that actually leaves you PSR positive, all the better.
Okay.
I was just thinking, all this talk about PSR and amortization. When they sold Joe Baker, I can't remember me being worried about all this.
Oh, God. On that point, Neil, of course you can go to a game with Ez. As long as you take him to dinner after, he'll happily go.
Anytime, Neil.
Yeah. Okay.
Or Netflix and chill, one or the other.
All right, we've got nearly 900 of you across the platforms. Please make sure you're hitting the like, subscribe as well if you're new. We're closing in on 19.3k very quickly on FFTV. We got to get to 20k before the season starts, but that's down to you guys. Let's talk about the bad boy, man. I am loving Carlos Miguel right now, man. Like, there's so much crap going on with him. I get such Samba vibes in certain aspects of him, and just like I can't wait to see him. So just to bring you boys up to speed, he's come across today to do, actually yesterday, to do his medical. This is off the back of him going out partying as a goodbye, and basically his mate reversing into some lawyer's home or whatever it was and getting in trouble with the police or the security in Brazil. Luckily, they didn't shoot them. And this is off the back of him blagging an ankle injury that turned out to be a real injury, hence the delay in him coming across to England. So it's all kicking off with him. Corinthians, as Ant would want me to say. Corinthians, yes, would they're up in arms about him. There's also other rumors and reports that Forest haven't paid Corinthians for Murillo. That's a whole other rumor I'm hearing about. I'll verify it and get back to you guys on it. There's all kinds of stuff going on with this, right? That is true, Larry. It's true. So
it's true. The ones who left and came back, I'd probably work,
So Ez, where are you on the 6'8" giant? I mean, I had to come to you first because you're close to him in height. Yeah.
Well, because I'm the only one going to be looking up to him, innit? Yeah. You know what? I like the shithousery. What I loved about Samba the most was his shithousery, and it works in our favor on so many occasions. So I'm liking his character. I'm worrying a little bit if this is going to turn into another one where it's you said it exactly what I was thinking. Are we going to be a stepping stone for Miguel? But if that means we're going to get the best out of him, even for a season or two, then I'll take it.
You were saying that about Murillo half an hour ago, bro.
You know what? We need a shithouse goalkeeper. Our goalkeeper's situation last season was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. The amount of money we spent on him, trying to figure out who was going to be our best goalkeeper, and then having to bring in another goalkeeper.
Even the season before, Even the season before was a shit show with the goalies.
Well, ever since we let Samba go, and like I said, going back to that insulting offer we gave to him, and the reason why he didn't even open up negotiations with Forest, which he was in every right to do. But I'm liking the sound of Miguel. A goalkeeper of that size, he would be the biggest since I think Courtois in the Premier League, because he was
Pantilimon.
Oh yeah, Pantilimon. I forgot about him.
Bro, he was crap, man.
He was crap when he was not a bad goalkeeper.
Yeah, but he was big. He was big though. I think he was 6'8".
Yeah, in the same height. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going back on mute.
Right, but yeah, no, I like the sound of him, mate. I think he's going to cause some chaos, and I think we need that. And you know what? Brazilian goalkeepers haven't been bad so far in the Premier League, have they? So he could be another one.
Yeah, true. Yeah, yeah. I think Corinthians or Corinthians, I think they were reluctant to let him go, weren't they?
More than reluctant.
like I say, it's always a good sign.
I can't keep you lot quiet, and then when I'm having a coughing fit, you all go silent. Like, can I finish my coughing? Just
I'm still laughing at the noshing joke.
I did butt in a bit. Give me a break.
Look,
Yeah,
he's highly rated by however you say the name of their club, Corinthian. So if he's highly rated, as I said with the other guy, he's got to be good, because there wouldn't be all this buzz around him if he was crap. And the fact they didn't want him to leave, and they even said that he was set up to be their basically next number one permanently.
Yeah, they number one.
So he will be good if he's got the speed and the agility like I would have to get down to save the ball at 6'8". If he's got the same agility level as me, then he'll be brilliant, because he'll be nearly as tall as a goal, and he'll be able to get down low and save them. And I know there might be some questions around his kicking, but at the end of the day, if he stops shots, if he stops us from conceding goals, then I think he'll be brilliant. And it is a little bit of a shame to bring it back to Murillo, because they probably could play really well together, and they will have that natural connection. So I would personally like to see them in that pairing, but obviously what's come out today has changed that slightly.
But
Rob, do you see him as a number one?
That's literally I was going to ask you, Rob, because Adam's saying he's happy with Sells and goal anyway.
Right.
Who's our number one? Let's do a poll. Me and go a poll. Go
well, you should play him in the preseason friendlies for us.
Yeah.
You've got to get a look at him. In terms of
first game, a crap team, but Millwall can't shoot.
But yeah, first game of the season at home to Bournemouth. I mean, Sells is your safe option, isn't he? But no, I mean, I think we're hoping that we've got something better. So we don't find out unless we pick him. So I would probably give him a go. I mean, you know, the thing is, right, if he doesn't work out, you've got Sells available, and you know what you get with him. So
yeah, and you know what? Sells would be a great number 2 in any team in the Premier League.
Yeah,
but let alone ours. If we can take this player and give him a chance and see what he does in pre-season, I'd be looking to start the season with him and have Sells as backup. But Sells is the best backup, would be the best backup goalkeeper in the Premier League. Tell me another number 2 would be better than Sells, to be honest. Even in the top
Ortega at Manchester City.
I don't think it's fair to drop Sells. What has Sells done wrong to be dropped?
Yeah, but this goes back to what I was saying at the end of the season. Sells is okay, but I just don't think
Sells long term. No,
I just don't think
Sells hasn't done anything massively wrong. I think he would be. I mean, I don't agree with Nick Nicholson in the chat, but Sells hasn't done anything massively wrong. I personally would keep him in. I think it's his to lose. And like Ed said, though, you need to. I'd have Sells as my number 1 unless this Miguel guy really shows that he's amazing in the preseason. But preseason games aren't anything to go by.
But a new season has to be a clean slate for all players.
I think it's a bit. Sorry, I think it's a bit early to be bigging him up as number 1. We've not even seen the guy playing a Forest shirt yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You haven't seen him sign yet.
Sells is the number 1 right now. We need
all we've actually seen him do so far is crash into a lawyer's house.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do this. Let's go round. Right. So who's your number 1 goalkeeper as things stand right now? So Anne, who are you saying?
Sells.
Okay, Ez.
I'm happy to start with a new guy, mate. I like my new toys. Let's play.
Okay, Rob.
Miguel, as long as he looks convincing in the pre-season.
But you like Sells.
Qualifying it now.
No, you don't. Yeah.
I like Sells, but I think
I'm saying right here, the game's tomorrow. Bournemouth tomorrow. Who are you putting in goal?
Yeah, I'd give him a go. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I think he's come to play number 1.
What is this shit?
If he's shit, then we'll replace him next game, innit?
Yeah, but we've lost a game. You talk about
Yeah,
Premier
but
League
we
game
never
here.
beat Bournemouth anyway.
What have we paid for him? What have we paid for him? About
man.
3 million or something. This
Three and a half
deal could be
million.
the Hudson Odoi of the season. It could be the absolute bargain of the season.
Or
Because
it could be the John Joe Shelby.
but Corinthians were practically rioting about this because they were hoping to get.
but
They were
only
hoping
seen
to
him
sell
play
him for
6
30 or
times.
40 million in the end. So
Can we clip this for when he comes out next year and says I was using it as a stepping stone for Derby County or something?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
anyway,
Laurie's saying, still laughing that Turner's an option in the poll. Well, Laurie, let me tell you this. Here's the poll results so far, right? Dell's 57% of you have gone for him. Fair enough. Miguel, 33% have gone for him. They know their football. And 9% have gone for Turner. I even put 3 dots after Turner. You freaking trollers.
You lot are wrong.
Yeah, I think it's trolling. It's
Who's
definitely
fessing
trolling.
up? Who's fessing up? Tony, did you went for Turner? You went for Turner. You went for Turner. I mean, my God. Okay, so it's gone up to 11% now that I've highlighted it. Here come the trollers. Here come the trollers, right? Here come the trollers.
Can I withdraw my vote and go for Turner now? I didn't even notice Turner.
Yeah. The only thing I got to say on Miguel, when I spoke with Ricardo on him, he talked about his kicking being a bit weak. And does that worry us with distribution being now the be all and end all in football?
The thing is, though, you can't be. You're not going to get the perfect goalkeeper. Otherwise, he wouldn't be playing for Forest. He'd be playing for Real Madrid. If he's first of all, he's got a shot stop. He's got to save shots. That's his primary role as a keeper. If he can distribute the ball around the pitch, then that's a big positive. It's an added benefit. But he's a goalkeeper. The idea is in the name. Keep the goal safe.
I bet he's got a massive throw on him as well, mate. I bet he has.
I'm glad you finished
You're right. A goalkeeper's primary responsibility is keeping goal. You're absolutely right. But in the modern game, you cannot underestimate how important it is to have someone who's comfortable with the ball at his feet. You cannot, because that's
but that wasn't the question. The question was his distribution. I gladly see him bang the ball up the pitch every time. I'm not talking like Matt Turner where he panics and does a suicide pass.
That's what I'm saying. Distribution
I don't want to see that, obviously.
The ideal, but you've got to at least be comfortable on the ball. Because at the end of the day, a goalkeeper, if he can pass 25 yards reasonably accurately, is okay because you bring your defenders back. That's fine. You don't need to be like Edison who can ping it 70 yards and find somebody. That's not necessary, but you've got to be in control.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
I think he will be.
I just love this comment from Adam. Turner's polling better than the Tories. Very good. Very good. Okay, so we were going to do an hour. We've gone over. We haven't even spoke about Eric De Silva and the rest that are linked. Just on a final thing here. I get messages talking about this Galatasaray link to Dominguez. Apparently, there is some strength in it. I'm still not buying it, and he's your boy. What are you saying?
Yeah, where have these reports come from? What the sources?
I haven't had a chance to verify and getting messages. Yeah.
I mean, look, nothing at Forest would surprise me, and I mean that sincerely. I didn't expect Mangala to go when he went. That came out of the blue, didn't it? Mangala to Lyon on loan. Like,
let it go, man. Let it go.
Okay, but so nothing would particularly surprise me. I mean, Niakhate going actually was an even bigger shock when you think about it. There was no talk about that at all.
Lyon, I
so
love
nothing
Lyon.
would surprise me.
Everybody seems to have forgotten that 5-6 months ago, everyone was saying Dominguez is our best, most consistent midfielder.
Agreed.
And then all of a sudden he gets an injury, but then he doesn't get put back in the team. He's now benched behind Ryan Yates. Put that in perspective.
That is concerning.
He's gone quicker than Ant's gone. It's I don't know. For me, Dominguez was absolutely brilliant. Yeah. And his work rate, his passing, his control of the ball, his connection with Domingo. I wouldn't sell him. I mean, to be honest, I'd probably have him on the pitch as a starter, but at the very least, he's going to be a great backup player if he is put on the bench. So I think selling him is a big mistake. Niakhate was different because Niakhate was 4 or 5 places down the line.
Yeah,
He was because you got Bolly Murillo,
No. Stop there. Right, use your football brain. He's a left-sided centre back. He wasn't behind Bolly, right?
Yeah,
he was behind Murillo. That was it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but
And
no one was.
And then the back three.
Murillo played every game. Murillo played every game.
Like I said, if we play a back
three, Murillo agenda.
Yeah, but if you have, and if we play the back three, Niakhate's in every single time. If you play back three, so,
look, I'm not saying anything bad about Niakhate. I think he was good. I think he was really good. I do, however, think that the money we got for him was it 23 mil.
27.
27. That is a lot for him. That is a really good deal. But if we go and sell Dominguez for 10 mil, I think that's a waste. I think it's a massive waste.
We shouldn't be. In my opinion, we shouldn't be selling Dominguez. End of
no, I agree.
Yeah.
It would be a massive waste of talent.
I don't know if we got Rob got an answer to this, but I remember Rob asking in our chat about Freuler, goal scoring Freuler was coming up against England on a weekend. Is he still Forest player? And what
he is.
He is, exactly. So I don't know. I mean,
no, but he's gone. He's already, as far as we know, he's triggered the clauses that would make the option an obligation.
Yeah,
so we get another, I think it's 4 mil on him.
Yeah, I think it's just that he's at the Euros that he's not actually. I think June the 1st it became active that he was gone, but it's just not been revealed or anything because of the Euros.
Technically he's still a Forest player, technically. But Rob, what are you saying on Dominguez, man? Would you keep him or get rid? 11 mil is the quoted figure.
I understand the speculation because it seems to me that Nuno prefers Danilo, and obviously we've now added Mr. Anderson into the mix. So I'm just wondering how he gets into our team. Now, for me, he looked at times like our best midfielder, but then, if they're trying to make something out of Sangare, they've got to hold a slot open for him as well. So I think a player of Dominguez's quality should be playing every week. I do think Galatasaray is a bit of a dustbin, really. I don't know why he would go there. I think he could get much. He could. It's not exactly a step up, so it seems an odd move. In terms of would I let him go? It's a question of for what amount of money. I can't remember what we
11 million euros, mate.
What did we pay for him?
That's peanuts.
We paid about 10.
That's ridiculous for Dominguez. I mean, they're saying Ryan Yates is worth £10 million.
Yeah.
Are you telling me Dominguez is worth less than Ryan Yates?
We shouldn't spend too much time on this story because it's probably bullshit.
I need to verify it
between him and Nuno because Dominguez wasn't getting picked in the last couple of months, and we couldn't understand why. Then it transpired he was injured or was recovering from an injury. But I mean, I'm just wondering whether there's some problem with his relationship with the manager because he doesn't seem to be Nuno's go-to guy.
I agree with that.
And it's one of these situations where our view is seriously misaligned with the manager, and I would want to know what's going on there. It seems to me he might be a bit unsettled. He's just seen another midfielder come in. And he's thinking, I'm never going to
He won't want to go to Galatasaray. Why are you assuming he wants to go?
No, I agree. It's not a draw, is it? It's the sort of place you send.
Well, they got European football, haven't they?
Sorry? So what? So much is made.
He may need a new hairline or some teeth. You never know.
Turkey is somewhere that you send people after the transfer.
Where did Mourinho go?
They've got a different deadline. It's not
exactly.
Fenerbahce or Galatasaray.
Fenerbahce.
Yeah, you're working. Okay, all right. Listen, let's draw to a close because I want to see if Sunderland can break their own shitty record against no one.
I can't believe that you're mugging everybody off with a fucking crappy, boring.
Mate, I always watch a stupid election.
It won't get announced till like 7 a.m.
Yeah, it's a long night ahead. Should we do an election watch along? Me and Rob there talking through all the political.
Yeah, come on, you two.
Yeah, you knock yourselves out.
I'll stay up, but the thing is,
we won't be watching.
You get the exit poll at 10, and then nothing's going to happen for an hour and a half.
Yeah,
until
but
Sunderland run around. Let's all go into a race in shitty Sunderland. Yeah. So you'd watch, John, you're the real one. You'd watch that.
Although I don't want to spoil it for people, they might be excited. I was going to tell you who gets into power, but I'll leave it.
They're all a bunch of twats anyway.
It's hardly nail biting, is it?
But still, Yeah, so it's good.
Whether Joseph Stalin gets in or not, isn't it? You know what the answer's going to be.
It's like watching England in the Euros, isn't it? Is what you're trying to say?
Predictable, boring, predictable, fucking shit. Yeah.
Yeah, Carol, we've missed it too. I don't know what's been. Well, basically, Rob's buggered off and on holiday and canvassing and stuff, and then
it's all Rob's fault. Yeah.
And then Ez has been.
Blame Rob.
Ez has moved to Birmingham and stuff.
I've had a nice break from football. You guys are getting stressed out over England.
No one's even mentioned
Euros.
England. No one's even mentioned England at all.
Yeah, don't give a shit.
The sad thing is, I used to get stressed out by England. Now I'm just resigned to it. You know
and thank you. Join me. It's honestly so much more peaceful, bro. It's so much more peaceful. The other night, up until the 94th minute, it reminded me of Iceland, man, and that's when I switched off.
It reminded me of Forest.
Yeah, but as that 94th minute was entertainment. That's what Southgate's there for.
Shall we go for a retreat and do some meditation, have some yoga? Shall we do that?
All right, let's just shout out Sai with the 22 months. Sell Murillo for big bucks. Stupid comments from him. Sai's not happy about it. I can see from the WhatsApp chat, man. Okay, listen, we'll call it there. We'll be back very soon with another live because it's just too much fun to do it. And yeah, as we need to move him back from Birmingham, and Rob needs to get over his man flu. And we'll get it all sorted. But there will be some changes coming up to Grumpy Old Reds. Yeah. There'll be some other shows coming up for the new season as well. We'll keep you posted as we develop them over the next couple of weeks.
And guys, if you've got any ideas for shows that you would like to see, drop them in.
Keep them to yourself.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, message Wolfie. Don't tell me. Tell Wolfie about it. But
Ant's cookery class.
This is on a serious note, it's a Forest Fan TV channel. It's your channel, guys. So you guys set the agenda and we'll try and stick to it. But that probably won't happen. But yeah, give us your ideas. Genuinely, give us your ideas.
Yeah,
we might even have a poll and let the members decide what we'd like.
And as Rob says here, he's used us as a stepping stone to Wandering Turnip. Yeah. Like Murillo. So Rob's gone. And Alex, shout out to you with the 18 months, buddy. All right. On that note, we will see you on the next episode. There will be a daily video out tomorrow, as always. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you've liked if you haven't. We'll see you then. Come on, you Reds.
You Reds.